let's start. You started. Go ahead. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel and give us a thumbs up. Here we talk all things gardening, home and lifestyle. Welcome. In this episode, we are going to talk about how far have we gone in the new garden. Here in my season, it's already planting time. We've already started planting because the rains are here with us. There isn't much to see, but I thought it's a good idea for me to show you the whole journey from the beginning to the end. So whatever we see here is plants that I planted about 4 days ago. Yeah, just about 4 days ago. So this is beetroot, and I have put in a few of chives. I always like to companion plant my vegetables with onions and plants of the onion family because they repel some of the bugs. So here, for these trellises, we have the climbing beans. They'll climb along these trellises. You remember that the last season we had tomatoes here, then we put beans, then we have gone back with the beans. But we topped up with manure and compost, so the soil is in good condition. Over here, we haven't pulled down these leeks from last season, the short rain season. That began in November, so we still have them because we are still enjoying them. And over there, we've just transplanted those celery. We had put them in cups, and then we just put them down last week, and they have picked up very well. They are doing well. So this other side, we have planted, this is broccoli, both these containers, we have broccoli together with the onions as usual. So those are to repel some of the bugs, and we will also keep watch on them so that they don't overwhelm them. Broccoli are loved by bugs. Here we have bok choy, pak choy, whatever you like to call it. It's a Chinese vegetable. It's what we have in these two containers, and in this container we used it to start these are peppers. They are still young. We will transplant them in another container when they are ready. Here we have a few of empty ones over here where we will put all the seedlings that are not ready yet. Here we also have a few seedlings of basil, and they have already come out nicely, and we are waiting for them to get a bit taller, and then we can transplant them. You remember we used to have our what is this called? This is asparagus. We used to have this in a container, but when this rain started, I decided to bring it out and put it on the ground, and I made this mound for it so that the roots would go down faster. And you can see it has already produced shoots. It's been here for about 7 days, a week, and it's already giving us shoots. So very soon we are going to be able to eat that asparagus. That's an old plant. You've already seen it in our previous videos. And if you haven't seen our herbs video, we will link it up so that you can check it out. That's sage and that's lavender. Those are perennial crops. They just remain there. We don't pull them down. Next we have this container. These are all volunteer tomatoes. In this container, all these are volunteer tomatoes. They just grew by themselves. I never planted them, but I'm just letting them be for a while because I'm not using this container at the moment. And so when I'm ready to use, I'll check out if I can transplant any, if some have produced. Like this one looks like it has some flowers. It might go to fruit, but it's not such a big deal for me. These are old kales. And here we have lettuce. This one is actually, I planted it I think in January, and that's what I've been eating. You can see it has served me well. There are just a few plants, and this is a jalapeno. This is an jalapeno pepper. Here we have planted some radish. Radishes grow very, very fast. They are some of the fastest crops to ever grow in your garden. In about 20 to 25 days, you are able to get an harvest, and ours are picking up really well. This container has lettuce, the loose leaf lettuce. It's also picking up slowly, but we are happy for the progress. This one has mustard greens. We transplanted them at the wrong time of the day when the sun was really hot, and you can see the sun burnt some of the leaves. They are burnt, they have sunburns. but they're just going to recover because it's raining now. They're just going to grow new leaves. It's not the best thing we did, but they'll still pick up. All that is volunteer tomatoes. And we also have a volunteer lettuce here. All these containers are supposed to be resting, but when the tomatoes came up, I didn't bother to bring them down. These are old spinach plants. Also we have been eating them in the last off season, so we had remained a few of them for our own food. Here we add these kales. They are not doing very bad, and so I didn't pull them down. This one add also peppers. I also realized this one add some peppers, so I also didn't pull it down, and it's doing well. There we have a cucumber. That's a cucumber, just a single cucumber that was growing somewhere, and then I transplanted it and it picked up over there. At this section, we usually have our herbs, the potted herbs. And that strawberry, that one is a sweet potato. I got that vine from my mom and just put it on the ground, and it seems that it's picking up well. I'll wait and see whether it will have potatoes. I have never planted sweet potatoes in this climate. I hope it does well. This is lemon balm. It's an old plant also. We pruned it and it came back nicely. We also usually have tarragon here. It's also pruned completely. So in the next time we are shooting this, another video, another garden update, you'll be able to see them. The tarragon there. This is parsley. Parsley is an everyday herb used in our house every day for juice, for cooking and everything. So we have this one and another one down there. Then that container is supposed to have a lavender. That's a lavender that was pruned and it's also picking up. That one is thyme. We didn't prune thyme. Thyme is not a very friendly herb in my garden. It doesn't really like me so much. So I don't like to disturb it. I just let it be. I didn't prune it when I was pruning other herbs. These are kales. I'm still eating them. When I'm ready to plant here, I'll just bring that one down together with this other one. It's here, volunteer terere. Terere is what? Amaranthus. So we didn't pull it down. Here we have spring onions. Also what we've been eating. Here also we have our old spinach and these kales. This is what we've been eating in the off-season time. And we didn't also bring them down, and they have picked up well after the rains. So I'll just keep them for a while, then I'll bring them down when I'm ready. Down here I've planted terere, amaranthus, and it's picking up well. So there's a lot of manure in this garden because we piled manure all over, a lot of manure. And this is an old tomato. We haven't also pulled it down, and it looks a bit like it might catch up, so let it be. Here we also have old kales, old peppers, old onions, resting containers. Down there in this cage, we've planted some melons. Inside the cage, you can see some plants that are coming up. Those are sweet melons, and I hope they'll pick up. I haven't planted sweet melons here before, and I started these ones in the cups and then transplanted them when they were still young. They are quite delicate, but they are picking up well. Yeah, this is my famous pepino melon. It produces really well. And down there I have a butternut, just a volunteer. It volunteered itself and it's doing well. I hope to harvest some butternuts over there. I've seen some flowers, so there is hope. That's an old herb. It's fennel. Over here we've planted some, I planted okra for the first time in the longest time. I have that just one okra. When I was researching about okra, they said it requires a lot of space. And so I just planted one to see how much space it takes before I go all over and it takes over my garden, which is a small space. These are kales. These are some of the new ones we just planted. About a week ago, that's when we put this down. And we didn't pull the old onions because they are good companions to the kales. This is our seedling bed. So we removed the older ones and planted them, so we have the smaller ones. These ones, when they are ready, we will also transplant them in all the bins that you see have spaces around the garden. Yeah, so these are our new spinach. We just planted them about a week. Most of these plants are just about a week old. This is mustard spinach. This one was transplanted at the right time. It picked well, but there are bugs that are disturbing it. So yeah, we have a bit of struggle there. This must be slugs, so you'll see how to deal with that. And these are spinach, just planting them I think last evening. before the rains. This bed, as you can see, these tiny green things, these are carrots. They just came up maybe a day ago. Yeah, so they are picking up. We also, this one is coriander or dania. It's also picking up well. This is mint. We did a video when we were refurbishing this mint. We pruned it all down and topped up with manure. If you haven't watched that video on how to maintain your mint, also go and watch it. I'm going to link it. So this is our mint. It's flourishing and it's looking really good. And this is turmeric. I use it both as a flower and a functional plant. And it does well. So we just dig up the roots and let the plant continue. Here we have strawberries. Also they function as our doorstep flowers. And they are also functional. They produce strawberry fruits. All these containers are old crops, old plants. This is oregano. It's an old plant. All these herbs are in the herb video. This is gold thyme. This is chamomile. This is not very old plant. It's just I just transplanted a sprig from my old big plant that I used to have, and it has picked. These are my peppers. These peppers have produced the best ever. So many peppers, and they still look good. They still have lots of peppers. They are the orange demons. They shouldn't be orange when they are ripe. Yeah, I don't have a ripe one. They are all over here, and they are producing still. So you can just keeping them. This is lemongrass, and in this container here we have managu. This is managu. This is a new basil. It's a Thai basil, and when I bought it, it came, I think the soil, the container from which I bought it, and some seeds, and they look like peppers, and these ones look like either squash or melons, I don't know, but as a plant lover, I didn't pull them out. I'm just giving them a chance to see what they are or what they'll turn out to be. These are my peppers, and I think last week my chicken were out and they did them justice. They just pecked all over and ate all those peppers, but I hope they pick up later. This is parsley. We had trimmed these all down, all of it to the soil, but it has come out nicely. This is, I think it's called what in English? It's Jewish mallow, or what's the other name? I don't know. Slippery elm. Murenda, that's what they call it in local language. Just germinated, yeah, all over there. And finally, we have our old chives. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Always remember, if you have a vision, add some passion. I'll see you in the next one.